Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you what I made for dinner for my family, and these recipes have a lot of great and delicious fall flavors and a lot of fall inspiration for these recipes. Now they are a little bit time consuming, so I definitely recommend making them before, but what I made for dinner was apple cider chicken and a basil tomato risotto. So what you're going to need for the chicken is some fennel, crushed peppers, salt and pepper, butter and onion, 3 chicken breast slices, apple cider, apple juice, and some chicken broth. And what I'm doing is just seasoning the chicken breast with salt and pepper, and I'm seasoning them very generously. And what I'm going to do is just melt about a tablespoon of butter in my frying pan. And then I'm going to be kind of sauteing the chicken breasts on both sides for about 2 to 3 minutes, just to kind of get them brown through, because we are going to be baking them in the oven. So while those are cooking away, what we're going to do is just prep our food, and we're going to be slicing our onions and just making some nice thin slices. And then we're going to butter the same pan with another tablespoon of butter. And after you, of course, remove the chicken, then we're going to be adding in the sliced onions, and we're going to be sauteing that for a little bit till they get a nice caramelized brown color. And then we're going to be adding some red crushed pepper flakes, and I added about 1/4 of a teaspoon of that, and I added a 1/4 teaspoon of some fennel, and I stirred all that together as well. Then I just added about 2 cups of some apple juice that I freshly squeezed. And then we're going to let that simmer, and once that's come to a simmer, we're going to be adding 2 cups of chicken broth. And then after that, we're just going to be placing our chicken breast back into this sauce, and we're going to let that simmer for a little bit, and we're going to pop that in a 400-degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. And while that finishes baking off, we're going to be making a risotto. And what you're going to need for this is some salt and pepper, some risotto, tomato, Parmesan cheese, butter, basil, chicken broth, some white wine, and an onion, and some spinach. And then we're just going to be boiling 2 cups of the chicken broth. And then we're going to be dicing up our onion, about half of an onion. And then we're going to be mincing up some garlic as well. And then we're just going to put about a tablespoon of butter into our frying pan, and then we're going to be sauteing our onions and our garlic until they have a nice translucent color. And then we're just going to be adding our rice and mixing all of that together. And then we're going to add about 1/4 of a cup of white wine. And then we're going to slowly be adding about 1/2 of a cup of the chicken broth in sections until the risotto starts to kind of absorb the liquid and become a nice texture that you like. And I did this about several times. So about 2 cups of chicken broth really did the trick for me. You could add a little bit extra just to be safe, maybe about 2.5 cups, but this worked just fine. Now we're just going to be prepping our tomatoes, and I'm just giving these a nice dice. And then we're going to be pouring that in along with some spinach, and we're going to let that just kind of wilt down. And then while that's cooking, we're going to take out our chicken breasts, and they turned out really great and really delicious. And then our spinach should be wilted, and then we're just going to be adding some shredded basil leaves on top of that. And then we're just going to be adding the Parmesan cheese on top of that, as much or as little Parmesan cheese as you would like. And that is what I made for dinner, and it turned out really great and a lot of great and delicious fall flavors. And Nathan really enjoyed it, and so did my husband. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And make sure to watch my last video of how I organized my pantry. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!